All right, so some news today. Per Mary Kate Cabot, the Cleveland Browns and former Browns defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson are still in talks and are both interested in a possible reunion. And this is very interesting because the Browns defensive tackle room was going to be a really tough competition already. And if they bring back Sheldon Richardson, oh boy, because this is going to be pretty crazy here. So if Sheldon Richardson does re-sign, he's going to re-sign to a lot lower number, and that's why the Browns released him. Not because they didn't like him. His number was just way too high for them and for their liking. So if Sheldon Richardson comes back, he will be a starter. I think he will be the number one defensive tackle. And then I think it's going to be Malik Jackson. So those would be your two starters. And then behind him, Andrew Billings. And those three right there, I think, is a pretty good rotation as far as significant playing time. And then behind him, you got to look at Tommy Togiai, Marvin Wilson, Malik McDowell, Sheldon Day still there. And then Jordan Elliott, who was a third-round pick this past, not this past draft, but the draft before this past draft. He's got a lot of potential, and I think he could really develop into a pretty nice player at defensive tackle for the Browns. So if Sheldon Richardson does come back, this is going to be interesting because I really don't know how many DTs the Browns are going to keep, because this scheme that Joe Woods is going to want to run, you're going to need a lot of DBs, and the Browns are already pretty loaded at corner and at safety. They might look to add another corner. So even though defensive tackle is a position of need and it would be very nice to bring Sheldon Richardson back, when it comes to who's going to make the roster, I mean, Malik McDowell, I don't think is going to make the roster anyway. But then you're looking at, okay, what about a Marvin Wilson who you pay a lot of money to, who's got a lot of potential, and just not too long ago was listed as like a first-round talent at defensive tackle. You don't want to just let these guys go. Sheldon Day has shown some really good flashes, and I think could be a really good player for you. So obviously this is a good problem to have if you're the Cleveland Browns. Too many good players, and they're gonna have to cut some good players anyway. But when you look at this defensive tackle room, if they do end up re-signing Sheldon Richardson, he will be a starter, and you're gonna see maybe 1, 2, or 3 of these guys on this list that I just named unfortunately not make the team. So I think the guys that would be for sure to make the team if Richardson resigns, obviously he would. Malik Jackson will. Andrew Billings will. I believe Tommy Togiai will. Behind that, what about Jordan Elliott? What if he comes out and he struggles a lot again? Would they keep him over a guy like a Marvin Wilson? What happens if Sheldon Day really, because I think he's shown a lot of signs or a lot of flashes. What happens if he comes out and consistently performs in camp and OTAs and then with the preseason? This is going to be an interesting room. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Browns end up re-signing Sheldon Richardson? Keep in mind, if they do, it's not like he's going to have to learn the playbook. He already knows it. It would be just stepping right back into his position, and I think he would be a huge addition to this reloaded Browns defense. So let me know your thoughts. Who makes the final roster if he's re-signed? Do you want to see him re-signed? And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.